Hello, everybody out there. Hello, design friends and fans. This is Cindy Allen, Editor-in-Chief of Interior Design, and you are watching Product Live at NeoCon. Yes, we're at NeoCon. Hello, everybody. And whether you're seeing us on the jumbo screen right now on the stairs, hi guys, or on your phone as you race around the mart, what you are going to see is the latest new product you need to know about. These are going to be fun and quickie 10-minute interviews with our launch partners right here, right now. Yep, hang on a second. I want to show you. The launch partner platform is built, hang on a sec. The launch platform is built around your phone and helps you designers discover the newest product and immediately take action, save, or share. So we'll explain more as we go. So are you ready? Here we go. First up, we have Deca Contract. And with us today is our good pal, John Fischbach, the president of Deca Contract. Hi, John. How are you?
I'm well. And you?
It's so great to see you. I want to tell everybody that you've been the fearless leader for the past 17 years at Deca, and Deca has grown into an international player in the furniture industry, producing standard and custom furniture for private office, reception, and conference room. And there's a lineup that I saw that no one wants to miss, right?
Right.
Yeah, we're pretty excited. I'm sure you are about your introductions. Now, I first want just a little background. I know you've been in the furniture industry for 35 years. Where did you start your career?
I started working for an independent rep in Minneapolis.
And it grew from there?
It did. I worked for another independent rep and then eventually into full on the manufacturing side.
Look, I remember where Deca came onto the scene at NeoCon, and I remember a collection by Lauren Rote, and I was very impressed then, and you guys have grown and are an amazing company. So congrats for all of that.
Well, we had some great support. Lauren Rote and Brian Graham were early on supporters for us with both product and showroom design, and we were very, very fortunate to have them in our company.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I remember it was sort of like, oh, they're serious. You know, when you bring Lauren Rote into the equation, you're serious. Okay, so we want to talk about products. We want to show everybody out there your new lineup, which is very exciting. So how about we do it this way? Since I know the names, we'll start and we'll kind of play this game and you can like take us through the lines, okay?
Certainly.
All right, so we're going to start with some gorgeous credenzas. And now I say I am all wrapped up in Cloak. So tell us about Cloak.
Cloak and its sister product, Compass, were designed by Gary Lee and his team right here in Chicago. The idea of both Cloak and Compass was to put forth our ability to work in mixed materials and frankly, some difficult designs. As you well know, simple is difficult to do very, very well. And Gary designed a product with his knowledge of our manufacturing capabilities and came up with pieces that are as much a piece of art as they are a piece of furniture.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was going to say that Compass is definitely like a sculpture. First of all, let's give a shout out to Gary Lee. Gary Lee, if you're out there, I mean, he just has such a beautiful hand. Really, everything is like artistry. So when I saw the first pictures of Cloak, I got so excited. Didn't you?
I did. And from the initial design brief sketches, we were all taken by it almost immediately. And I think what you'll enjoy seeing is our showroom this year, because Gary and his team designed our showroom around their Cloak and Compass products.
Oh, really? Good. I can't wait to go and see it. All right, a couple things. Let's talk about a couple specifics. So for Cloak, look, you can use it for workplace, hospitality, residential. It's really sort of multi-anywhere.
It's supposed to be a cross-platform product. Yeah. And you're right, it can be residential. It can be, we've got a couple of hospitality applications already for it in oversized, overscaled pieces that would fit well in a large lobby, hotel lobby. And we see endless applications for these products.
Yeah, you know, first of all, as an editor, when you kind of see like color and pattern on a simple object, which by the way is not always so simple to do, we were like, oh, wowed, right? And then then I saw this these gorgeous corners on Compass and that ribbed detail. And look, I'm smitten by both, I have to say.
Well, and it's interesting. Your point is well made. Something that's extremely simple will quickly show any inadequacies. And so these pieces can't be done as a mass production item. They're built one at a time by craftsmen, by hand, and they show that detail when you see it in person.
Yeah. I think it's important to tell everybody, John, also that how environmentally friendly all of these pieces are.
Actually, those products just received their SCS Global certification.
Wow.
And for both, there's two different ways of doing it. You can get a product certified or you can get a process certified. We are both process and product certified for SCS Global.
Fantastic. Congratulations on that. They're just gorgeous. Okay, let's move on to seating and storage and a whole modular collection called the Autodromo that I just love.
Autodromo is an interesting animal. It started out as one thing and grew into something else. Our original design brief asked for perimeter seating for conference rooms. And we got that done, and then we thought, well, we got to have benches, horizontal. This is the most diverse horizontal seating collection in the industry. And so it grew from perimeter seating in the conference room to hallways, to collaboration areas, to lobbies, to just about any area where you need a benching type of product. Then we needed storage to go with that benching type of product. So we now have a price list that encompasses 122 pages of benches and storage components for virtually any horizontal seating application.
Yeah, are there more picks there? Because pull those up, because I have to agree with you that this is something I haven't seen before. And the breadth and depth of this collection, it really is a wow, is really a wow. And yet it's so clean and sophisticated that it's not intrusive at all. I think it's gorgeous. Congratulations on it. And let's talk about this designer, Alyssa Coletti.
Yeah, Alyssa, this is her first design for us. She's worked for other manufacturers in the industry. We absolutely loved working with Alyssa because she is so skilled at not just product design, but her drawings, her renderings are amongst the best. And so she made our job easier by providing very, very well detailed images for us to create the product. Alyssa is going to be with us here. I think she might be in a little bit later on today, but she will be in the building, and would look forward to meeting anybody that would like to get some more information about how she was inspired to design the Autodromo product.
Great. So everyone go to the showroom and go meet Alyssa. Very impressive. I do want, so there's two beautiful tables, one by Alyssa, one by Gary. Let's try to get that in. Okay. So this table is bold. It's faceted. It's environmental. And it's called Skyward by Alyssa Coletti. So tell us about it.
You know, I don't know how I can put that into words. The image, I think, speaks for itself, and her creativity with the angles and the lines and the veneer application give it that pop that you're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you were asking about one of Gary's tables?
Yes. That one sort of dances. It's like artistry, and it's a beautiful ribbon.
The ribbon table, again, this was something that started out with it was a wish. I was looking for a product that only Deca could do. That we have a tremendously deep skill set at the factory, and I wanted something that would stop traffic, people would say, oh my gosh, how did they do that? And so Gary took some time and came back to me with the ribbon product, the ribbon design, and it has now grown into conference tables and coffee tables and occasional tables, and available in 8 different metal finishes: stone tops, glass tops, and wood tops. It is absolutely striking. Again, it's a piece of art.
It really is. So first of all, John, a huge congratulations on these really incredible offerings from Deca Contract. We're really excited about it. Everyone go check it out. They're on the 3rd floor, showroom 333, and we are live at NeoCon. Thank you, John.
Thank you, Cindy.
Hello, hello. I am Helene Oberman, Managing Director of Interior Design Magazine, and this is Product Live at NeoCon. So, our next launch partner is Lindsay Waldrop, Vice President of Marketing for Crossvile. Hi, Lindsay.
Hi, it's so good to see you.
So good to see you and so happy to be at NeoCon. So, we are here today to discuss color blocks, which I know is a long-standing product in the Crossville portfolio. But Lindsay, why did you and the team at Crossville feel like now was the right time to revamp it?
You know, we have done a little bit of updating through our line throughout the last couple of years, and Color Blocks 2.0 is no exception. This line has been a mainstay for us, and that's one of the things that architects and designers love about Crossville. We're not quick to drop and add different products so that if a specification for a commercial job takes 2 or 3 years, you know that it's still going to be in our lines. That said, technology has evolved, sustainability has evolved, color trends have evolved, and it was time for a little refresh. And with everything that's been going on in the last 2 years, we need more positive, bright moments in our lives. And a lot of the color trend reporting has shown that. And Color Blocks 2.0 brings that to you in spades.
Okay, so once again, this is Color Blocks 2.0. So how has this line progressed from its original version?
You know, it offers new colors, of course, a few new sizes. So 18 by 18 was as big as you could go with the original Color Blocks. We've dropped that size and gone even bigger because that's the trend. So we now have a 24 by 24 and then rectilinear with a 4 by 12, along with the traditional 12 by 24, 12 by 12, and 6 by 6. So a lot bigger. But I think one of the biggest changes and why we're quick to say that this is a 2.0 is that we've softened the look of Color Blocks 2.0. We've taken out some of the aggregate freckles that were in the original Color Blocks for a smoother, cleaner, beautifully watercolored, modeled, almost plaster effect. It's subtle, but still has a lot of movement to it and just stunning.
Well, we all know just how important color is to design. So Lindsay, can you share like a little insider knowledge, I mean, between you, me, and maybe everyone out there on the market stairs, how Crossville really develops the color palettes for its collections?
You know, we get our inspiration from a lot of different places. We have an amazing product development team, and they work with several trend consultancy companies, with Color Marketing Group, with some fantastic design firms for the tile industry. And they take all of that information and make choices that are right for the US market, because that's really primarily where we play, the United States, Canada, and the Caribbean. So in this case, blues and greens are so popular right now. Green's been trending up big time, and blues
Absolutely.
are always, yeah. So, you know, we're bringing a lot of that into our space here at NeoCon, trying to really take advantage of the gorgeous lake and river landscape that is Chicago and bring that feeling from the outside in, and a move towards biophilia to show how these incredible blues and greens that we weren't able to achieve with previous technology can really play into today's interiors.
So I know that sustainability is really in the DNA of who you are as Crossville. So how does this line, Color Blocks 2.0, really support Crossville's commitment to rigorous sustainability standards?
You know, it really is in our blood. It's just who we are. Being in Tennessee on top of a plateau, the landscape around us is incredible. And we've always done our best to keep that landscape healthy and natural. And it's no surprised then that as we've moved forward with product development, as we've improved on existing lines, we've gone after petal certification through the International Living Future Institute. With our Shades 2.0, we achieved place, water, and beauty petals, and that's what we're applying for with Color Blocks 2.0, and we should be hearing back from them soon. So this is just another example, along with our EPDs and HPDs and Green Squared certification, that the design community can be confident about what they're selecting and that it's great for the environment.
Well, actually, I want to kind of go back to the landscape that is around the Crossville campus, because this year you're looking towards the theme of biophilia for how the brand is being presented at trade shows, including NeoCon. Right. So really, how does Color Blocks 2.0 align with this tenet of biophilia?
You know, I love the colors that are within it, and I love that they're all inspired by nature. When we were at HD a while back, we were able to incorporate the sand, clay, and cayenne colors because they feel very much part of the American Southwest. Prior to that, when we were in Florida, bringing back some of those brighter blues and greens really evokes the landscape of the coast. So what I love about this line is that wherever your projects are, there are colors from nature that immediately relate to your project's location to make it almost feel seamless when you're coming from the outside in, or when we get back to long meetings in the offices, you hopefully won't feel quite so hemmed in when you come back to the office.
So, Lindsay, Crossville just launched a trend lookbook, and I was actually curious, what are some of those interesting trends that designers can find in it?
You know, well, biophilia is one of those, and definitely the greening of our indoor spaces, and more than that, our love of nature. I think a lot of our time spent out of the office has really allowed us to reconnect. You know, when we were in our offices forest bathing, and our inability to get out in nature was a big thing. Now we can get out, we can walk out our front doors, we're not as hemmed in, but we're very, very virtual. So another trend is touch points, because in a virtual world, you still want to touch and feel all of your textures and surroundings. So anything very nubby, very sculptural, very woolen, like rattan and big chubby rope poofs are going to be part of that trend. And on the flip side, the 70s are back, and I actually do remember the 70s.
It was a great year. I was born in that decade.
I have looked back at some childhood pictures lately, and I'm like, ooh, that is in style. Now, I think I saw that on somebody at a music festival a few years back. And but they're back, and they're back in two different ways. They're back in that kind of bohemian spirit, Stevie Nicks scarf kind of way. So again, Papasan chairs and the textures coming into play, Annie Hall, that sort of thing. And then they're back in that fantastic Studio 54 bright glam disco ball the way. And it's kind of a dichotomy.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really interesting in design when you start to see the two play together. I mean, who says you can't have rattan and a disco ball in the same space? So,
well, you know what? It's really funny because I think a big overarching theme we've also heard about from people just in general and designers is it's all about personalization. So who can't have rattan and a disco ball?
Exactly. And so my love in design is when we take these trends, I love to see designers turn all of these things on their head or incorporate them in their designs in ways we don't expect. That's what makes the industry so exciting. When people use our products in ways that I might not expect when I'm planning a photo shoot, I get thrilled with that. And so I think these different trends that we have going on right now and all of the different international influences that we have blending in with them are making it a very exciting time. But those are kind of the four that we're seeing right now and that we've reported on and are trying to bring into our experience at NeoCon.
Well, Lindsay, I appreciate all of your time and your insight into Color Blocks 2.0, obviously the trends in your lookbook. So thank you so much. I can't wait to see you at NeoCon and up there, which means everybody. So don't forget. So Crossville is upstairs, well, at least for all of you sitting on the MART right now, on the MART stairs. Crossville is upstairs at booth 710086. And wait, hold on. Don't forget that QR code. It's up there on screen. This is where you get this little phone out, scan it, and remember, get all the info that you need about Crossville and Color Blocks 2.0. Hello, hello. This is Product Live at NeoCon. So I am here today with Sean Green, Vice President of Product and Marketing for Safeco. Welcome, Sean.
Hey, it's great to be here. Thanks.
Okay, so our audience is quite broad out there, as I can see from the MART stairs. And I would love for you to give us a little insight. Who is Safeco and what sets you apart from other manufacturers?
Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, Safeco is I would say first and foremost, it's a wonderful environment full of great people doing great things in terms of developing innovative product solutions for both the contract furniture market as well as the home office market. And I think that's one of the things that really differentiates us from some of the other competitors out there that are more focused primarily on that commercial market and within the context of vertical markets, healthcare, education, business, and government. And we address those markets as well. And we do so with an incredibly broad portfolio of well-designed, I think very clever solutions that, again, span and bridge that market between commercial applications and residential.
So we're obviously here at NeoCon, so let's talk NeoCon. So what new products are you featuring, and how does that really relate to what's happening in the market today?
Yeah, well, fortunately, we've been working on a concept that we call Resi Boundaries. And what Resi does and offers is a focus on user control, which we feel is going to be really important in the office of today and into the future. As we bring more and more people back into space, there's a lot of uncertainty around how much space allocation there should be per FTE, or what type of social distancing parameters are there. How do we enable people to feel safe and secure, but yet productive? We've kind of grown accustomed to working from home for a while now, right? So now that we're back in the office, or some of us are back in the office, we're looking to understand how we can control those spaces. So when we created Resi Boundaries, it was about using storage as a space division element to define and divide space, provide that element of a sense of place, if you will, but still be able to route power and cabling and support accessories and so forth. But what was really unique about this is that with that user control element, the user is literally able to reconfigure workstations in real time to work on focus work, teamwork, creative work, or even turn it into a setting that is much more collaborative. So Resi Boundaries is a big part of what we're doing to respond to the uncertainty of the new office paradigm.
I know. Well, I realize it's still like a giant question mark out there. But really, how is that, obviously you're just speaking about Resi Boundaries, but how is that really impacting really the way you as a company are developing your products? And really, what is the Safeco brand perception out there in the market?
Yeah, I think Safeco has a very good brand perception. I think we do a nice job with a lot of the ancillary products, where we are really looking forward to, from a design standpoint, and our strategy is to drive a lot more of the mainline solutions with focus on storage and lounge and tables and seating. We've made tremendous investments in those categories, and we'll be continuing to introduce new products. We have a host of products that we're showing here presently at NeoCon that include some new seating solutions, storage solutions that are much more tailored toward this bridging the gap between the home office and the corporate office. We talk a lot about residential styling for a very long time, but now it really comes down to, do those products actually work in the home? And so from a design standpoint, that's one of the objectives that we have, is to ensure that our products are properly scaled and designed to be able to span both that commercial market as well as the residential market.
Well, I realize no one always likes to call out what their favorite is, but Sean, is there anything specifically at NeoCon that you're really most excited about?
Yeah, I would go back to Resi Boundaries, and that's one of those products that I think has come along at the right time in the right place, and we were able to respond very quickly to what we're seeing in the market. I'm incredibly proud of my team. I've got a team of engineers and designers and product managers and support and through operations throughout. Everyone at Safeco rallied behind this idea and made it possible. And I think that's the thing I'm the proudest of. We're able to work on this idea, bring something differentiated and innovative to the market, and do it in some instances from remote workstations all the way to the sort of limited office participation. But we made it happen, and I'm really proud of that.
So, what's next for Safeco from a brand and product perspective?
Yeah, I think you'll continue to see the Safeco brand evolve. I certainly want to see it become a bit more sophisticated, and meaning that more application focused, more comprehensive from a product standpoint, really application focused to be able to address the education market as well as the corporate markets. And do so in a way that brings three things. One is, what's the big idea? What are we doing that's different? And then how do we make those things much more about human-centered design, i.e. the emphasis on user control. Be able to create really, truly flexible solutions is what we'll continue to do.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you really have to think about that. And once again, without really knowing, but it's interesting because you mentioned like Resimercial has been around for quite a while, but obviously is much more prevalent and will grow even more, I think, into the future. So, thinking really in terms of Safeco, how do you think you will stay relevant as we look towards the future?
Yeah, that's a great question, because I think Resimercial has been around a while, but I think that really applied to the aesthetic. When you look at the performance characteristics as well as the scale and more importantly, the price points, I think that's where Safeco is really going to excel. We're in a position from a manufacturing standpoint as well as product positioning to be able to deliver products that actually are priced and scaled to work within that home office setting. And I think that's something that it does differentiate us. There's one thing to provide the visuals, but there's another thing to be able to deliver a product that's properly scaled and priced to support those applications.
Well, Sean, I really appreciate your time and your insight today. And for all of you out there on the Mart stairs, just remember when that QR code comes up, grab your phones, scan away, learn more about Safeco, and of course, please make sure to check out their showroom 1147.
Thank you. Looking forward to seeing you all up in the showroom.
It's Helene Oberman again, Managing Director of Interior Design Magazine, and this is Product Live at NeoCon. So our next launch partner is Owen Siri, Public Relations Manager for Formica Group. Hi, Owen.
Hi, Helene. How are you?
So good to see you.
It's so good to be back and seeing people again in person.
I know. I think everyone's excited to be here at NeoCon. So, well, getting started. So for more than 100 years strong, Formica has become such a household name. But it's really important for the design community, especially all of you out there on the Mart stairs, to know that Formica is a full solution provider for surfacing materials. And that really is your overarching theme for NeoCon, correct?
Yeah, it really is. People know us as the inventors of laminate, and that's what we are. We did it in 1913, 108 years ago, but we're so much more than just a laminate company. We have so many diverse product lines. And so our NeoCon booth theme is really whatever your surfacing need, Formica has a solution for you.
So we know Formica Group has not slowed down during the pandemic. And I know that personally because I think I've seen you more than once on a virtual press preview. But it's been a few years since we've seen you at NeoCon. So can you refresh our memories of what you've been up to?
Sure. What you're looking at now is actually Phoenix, which is an innovative surfacing line that Formica Group now represents in North America. But the backstory to how that came about actually dates back to NeoCon in 2019. Just before that show, the last time we were in person, it was announced that Formica had a new parent company, which was Broadview Holdings out of the Netherlands. And Broadview has really invested in surfacing technology. They're also the parent company to ARPA Industriale, an Italian laminate line, as well as Trespa, which is exterior siding. Well, with ARPA comes Phoenix, which is this next generation surface. And I can't really get into the science behind it because it's all like next generation acrylic resins and electron beam curing process. That's too much for a PR guy like me to understand. But what you'll see and what you'll feel with Phoenix, you'll feel the difference. It is soft touch. It is super matte. It is anti-fingerprint, and it is low light reflectivity. You literally touch it and you watch the fingerprints melt away. And so it's really an innovative surfacing line that is great and a great addition to the Formica product family.
So I've had the opportunity to really appreciate and hold Phoenix in my hands, and I can absolutely guarantee that it has that like super soft suede-like hand. And actually something else that I really appreciated is that it has super sophisticated color palette. So the question, of course, Owen, is will the design community be able to see Phoenix at NeoCon in your booth upstairs?
Absolutely. And you're right. It really is Italian design with a little bit of North American logistics now. But yes, it will be at our NeoCon booth along with a full suite of Formica products. Obviously our traditional HPL, but some of the other products that you're seeing on the screen now. We designed the booth to really represent that theme of no matter what your surface is, we have a solution for you.
Okay, so of course, Owen, that's your cue for reminding us that Formica is more than just laminate.
Yeah, exactly. You caught me, right? That we are more than just laminate. Again, we made our bread and butter with laminate. It is our #1 selling product. We will continue to sell it in more than 300 colors, patterns, and wood grains. But there's so much more there. On the last picture, you saw Hardstop, which was a decorative protection panel used with a fiberglass core to protect walls in high-volume commercial environments. What you're looking at here is our solid surfacing product, Everform. And Everform is truly a non-porous surface, so it is easier to clean. It doesn't harbor some of those chemicals and bacteria that other surfaces may. And so Everform has become increasingly popular in these now COVID times. And then, of course, we also have our Deco Metal laminates line. So if you need to add a little bit of shine or style to your product, our Deco Metal laminates are a great option as well.
So something I've learned over this very crazy last year of the pandemic is really to appreciate those sort of cherished items and mementos that I have. And it's interesting enough that for Formica, we are seeing a return to some very iconic products like ColorCore.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It's hard to believe that ColorCore was introduced all the way back in 1982. So it is almost to its 40th birthday. And there's a picture of one of the initial applications or integrations of ColorCore as like a Neapolitan ice cream, which is just absolutely stunningly beautiful. But we continue to service this line. We continue to sell a lot of this line. And what it does, ColorCore, instead of showing that brown craft paper edge that is typically associated with laminate, it dyes the craft paper into the color of what the top surface is. So you no longer have that brown edge line. And it's really great for, environments like education or hospitality, where you need a little bit of added design or style touch. So ColorCore, again, 39 years it's been in our product family, and we're happy to showcase it at NeoCon again this year as well.
Well, actually, Owen, if you don't mind speaking to this image, because this is actually some of the interesting things that, Formica does with their design partners, right? Is like, let them play a little and create things like this, little postmodern ice cream sculpture.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's been, throughout our history, it's been great to engage a lot of designers for different projects. So you see the Neapolitan ice cream here, but we also, a few years ago, actually it's been, 12 years ago now, we engaged professional architects and designers like Zaha Hadid to design pieces of furniture that you can build with Formica laminate. And so while Formica is known for being a countertop material, it goes so far beyond just the kitchen countertop, right? It's used in furniture. It's used on walls. It's used as windowsills. It's used, we have writable surfaces now that can be used in conference rooms. So it really explores the full range of surfacing options. And by tapping into the world famous designers that we have in the past, we get these beautiful pieces that we can continue to showcase year in and year out at NeoCon and other shows.
Oh, and let's not forget about the students, correct?
Yeah, exactly. So this is actually we're launching our 5th year of the Forum Student Innovation Competition, where we've asked them to take on that challenge as well of designing a piece of furniture using Formica laminate. So we actually have 2 winning designs at NeoCon this year. You can stop by and see those, but we're also engaging students next year. And since it's our 5th anniversary, we decided to tie into that traditional anniversary gift of wood. So we're asking students to design a piece of furniture using one of our wood grain laminates, and we'll showcase the winner of this year's competition at NeoCon next year.
I can't wait to see it. Well, I know you always have such a great breadth of products, but it's kind of funny because you guys actually never stop. And you happen to have just launched something very new, very relevant, and very on topic for health and wellness, correct?
Yeah, you're exactly right. And we haven't stopped. Like everybody, we had a slowdown through the global pandemic, but we're ramping back up, and we're excited to launch our new Anti-Microbial Collection, which will be seen publicly for the first time here at NeoCon. And really, as people become more concerned about the cleanability of their surfaces, this Anti-Microbial Collection, which comes in 20 of our top solid colors, patterns, and wood grains, really allows designers to specify with confidence that their surface is not going to harbor, those odor and stain causing microbes. And so when you're talking about healthcare, when you're talking about education, any environment where cleanability is hugely important, which is everywhere now, this Anti-Microbial Collection is a perfect fit.
It's so top of mind right now. Well, Owen, thank you so much for just that little insider sort of insight into some of the things that people are going to be seeing upstairs at your booth at 74022. And of course, for everybody out there, when this, QR code, I think it's coming up on screen right now, make sure to grab your phone, scan it to learn more about Formica Group and all these product offerings. Thanks, Owen.
Thanks, Helene. We really appreciate it.
Hi, friends. This is Helene Oberman, Managing Director of Interior Design Magazine, and this is Product Live at NeoCon. So our next launch partner is Mike Blessinger, Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Indiana Furniture. Hi, Mike.
Hello, Helene. How are you? It's good to be here.
I know. It's so good to be at NeoCon. So excited. So, Mike, let's dive right in. So thinking about the creature comforts of home, which first of all, we spent a lot of time there, but we also know is seeping more and more into our commercial spaces. You're actually launching a new collection at NeoCon called Plush. And of course, the name says it all. So what was the inspiration for this new collection?
Well, a lot of what you just said, but it really started out pre-pandemic, where we knew there was a movement toward more comfortable, more residential-looking products, but also a really big gap in the functionality of the products that were getting used, the quality and things like that. So really, we started the process of thinking about how does Indiana Furniture do what we do, which is a broad system of products that are very flexible, and how do we integrate what we do so well in that arena into a nice new lounge piece that fits that presentation that people are looking for, and the comfort and all those other things.
Well, we know that resimercial is an ever-growing trend, I don't see it stopping anytime soon. But Mike, what was really the impetus for the launch of Plush, and was the collection developed as a solution that you saw as a specific need within the market?
Yeah, a couple of things there. The first, the need really was to make sure commercial users of furniture were getting the level of product they needed, and then also the level of quality, and flexibility, and all those things that go along with commercial grade furniture. We heard a lot from clients, dealer partners, designers, that really they're buying a lot of things, buying them from a lot of different places with not a lot of backup to them. So, as a contract furniture, office furniture manufacturer, we really wanted to try and bring some of those needed elements of a product design to the commercial user. And I think we've done a really good job here.
Well, I also know something that's really big about Plush is that it's all about flexibility and agility, and those seem to definitely be the buzzwords when it comes to how new commercial spaces are going to be designed. But we know, and I know you guys know, that designers love to customize, and this new collection has so many different options, from piece selection to fabric options and finishes. I mean, basically a designer can have their own unique Plush.
Yeah, indeed, and there's no doubt that went into a lot of the thought behind it, and the design that went into it. The flexibility is key. You can go from a very, what I'd say, simple looking club chair or 2 or 3 seat sofa to a really complex setting of a lounge area, a collaborative area, and then also bring in tables with a lot of options that are, we think, really nice details that just really allow the imagination of the specifier to create what they want with it. A lot of fabric options and mixing fabrics and just blending things. And then the other great thing about it is we built in a lot of flexibility in how the product's made itself. So reconfiguring is certainly a possibility, other than just scooting a chair across the floor. It actually connects and stays together and can hold up to that kind of movement and flexibility that we want to create. And really at Indiana Furniture, that's a big thing that we think about a lot in our manufacturing, our attitude about dealing with clients and everything. It's about flexibility. It's a huge word around here that we use in a lot of different ways, and it has to be a part of our product as well. And some of the shots you'll notice too in this product line, what we really like about it is the simplicity of it allows it to be utilized with other products of ours. So integrating other parts of our offering, whether it be case goods or space division or other seating elements. That's really a key that we thought was important. Always.
So when thinking about Plush, was there a new manufacturing process established, or maybe did you have like a new material developed? What really, yeah. Oh,
yeah,
you're laughing. Why?
It's a great question because, I mean, hey, we're a historical manufacturer of seating and case goods, and we like to pull things tight, wrap them, tuck them, and staple them tight. So, there's a lot of new things that you have to do if you want to remain relevant. We think we're doing a really good job of that. But one of the things is, believe it or not, is making sure we've incorporated some of the comfort that you see in residential type furniture, wrinkles that, just would not typically historically go through our facility. It's just not what we're used to. So that's one thing. And then the other thing is just the mixing of materials, where you'll see a two-tone table where the internal storage is one color and the external is another. Things like that are really new to us, but we think are great details that people can just get really creative with. So the big thing is, I was just going to say, the big challenge is, just getting people to do things a little bit different than we've done them for a long time. And it's been a lot of fun actually to see us grow that way.
So we're all thinking about how to make the world better, healthier, and more sustainable for both people and definitely for the planet. So how does Plush address a designer's needs for a much more sustainable product?
Well, everything we do in our manufacturing facilities and the products that we're developing, we're always keeping in a very key part of our thought process is sustainability. And, to me, one of the things I've always believed in that's really important, I think we've done a good job at Indiana Furniture, is quality of the product. The longer it lasts, the less product has to be remanufactured or new manufacturing processes. So quality of the products are real important. We also meet all the indoor air quality standards. A big one especially in this product line, but really all product lines, is the BIFMA compliant label, which is a label which assures the user is getting a quality level product that's been made in a place that pays attention to sustainability and all the other elements. And then, of course, BIFMA level, the level 3 certification and all those things. So, there's a long list, and it's certainly something that's important. And I've always believed that if we're making good quality products, it extends the life of the product. It lessens the cost and what goes into the landfill, and lessens costs for users. So again, then plays into the flexibility and all the other things that go along with it.
Well, and I know that designers always appreciate quality, so thank you. But Mike, what else should designers really hope to see from Indiana Furniture at NeoCon and beyond?
Well, we've got a great new set of pillows called Cush that go along with our Plush. They can obviously be used anywhere. So we got that great new set of pillows that we've introduced with a lot of details that go into it. We're excited about that. It seems simple, just a pillow, but again, we're running into, hey, how do we make it wrinkle just the right way and be comfortable but still stand up to it? So that's one product. We also have a product line that we're introducing called Polka, as in polka dot, and it's a bunch of organic shaped lounge seating, flat seating that can either be set individually or blended together to sort of weave your way through a nice open area. So that product, and then of course we missed out. We feel like really telling the best story about some of our products from last year with a product line called Iconic, which we introduced last summer, but we think is a great element and sort of ties into with what we're trying to do with the Plush and the flexibility of the product from residential to office settings. And then another big one that we are still very excited about is called Square One. It's a space division which creates visual space division. It's very flexible and can create a lot of great spaces along with our other product lines.
Well, Mike, thank you so much for your time and your insight and some of these product offerings that everyone needs to make sure to go see in your showroom, which is 1054A. And for everyone out there, make sure that if the QR code, I think it's up there on screen, pull up your phone, scan it so that you can learn more about Indiana Furniture and some of these great product offerings. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you. Looking forward to seeing everybody.
Hey again, design friends and fans. This is your pal, Cindy Allen, Editor-in-Chief of Interior Design for more Product Live at NeoCon with our launch partners. Oh, it's so great to be at NeoCon, right? Everybody out there on the stairs, how are you all? Are you all feeling inspired? Because there's more inspiration coming your way right now. So we have our pal, Rusty Wolf, Executive VP North America for Sandler Seating. Hey, Rusty, how are you?
Hey, Cindy, I'm great. Glad to be here.
So happy to see you, Rusty, and to be at NeoCon, right?
Very exciting. Glad to be back finally.
Absolutely. So, Rusty, I understand 30 years in the biz for you and 17 at Sandler Seating. And gosh, that's a whole lot of NeoCons.
It sure is, but it's great to be back.
Yeah, for sure. And designers are always wanting to be inspired, and certainly seeing new products is the highlight for them every day of the year. But certainly NeoCon is the big one. So let's get right to the product. I understand you have a new series of tables that are pretty exciting. So tell us about, is it Plania?
Plania. We are so excited to introduce Plania to our design customers. Plania was designed in Spain by Studio In Class.
Love that.
And like all the other Sandler products, it is made in Europe and designed in Europe, but still delivered anywhere from 8 to 12 weeks. The Plania series is going to be right around 10-week lead time, so very accessible. And luckily with the European operations, all the lead times have stayed very consistent. No material shortages, anything like that. But Plania was really designed, as we know, as everybody returns back to work, and the workplace is really changing a lot in the upcoming years. And collaboration space and these common areas are so very important. And it really is critical to make them inviting to welcome everybody back. And Plania is designed to do that. It's classically designed, very approachable, very clean, and just super versatile. So it could be used in so many settings in those collaboration spaces.
Yeah. So wait. So let's talk about this for a second. So you work with some really fantastic designers. I love that the product always is so clean and simple, but has that European edge to it. So how long ago were you starting to think we need to come up with a new collection of tables?
We've been looking for better and better tables all the time. Our real design brief was to find something that could be used just about anywhere and really be a flexible kit of parts for designers to specify. So with Plania, again, we're trying to deconstruct the table. Here with Plania, we have this beautiful thin profile tabletop that can be either done in wood, whether it's oak or walnut, or it can be laminate, or it can be the new Abbott Phoenix product as well. And then that's supported very elegantly by this aluminum substructure that comes in a nice variety of lengths and 16 different colors. And then attached to that structure are the legs, and those can be spaced as far as 10 feet apart and still provide total structure for the table. So
yeah. So wait, I want you to tell us about, you know, what a table needs to be these days, right? Because I mean, think about your career of tables. Now it needs to, you know, not only, you know, function, be beautiful. Now it's all different types of functions and all different types of heights. So tell us about the height that you're able to get with Plania.
That's right, Cindy. So with Plania, those legs come in 3 different heights. So you can start at the good old traditional conference table height at 30 inches. You can dial it up a little bit to counter height at 36 inches. And then finally, you can do either standing height conference room or bar height at 42. So any one of those 3 heights. And what's great is once you get the table in place and you decide, you know, really we don't want seated meetings anymore, we want standing meetings, you literally just take 10 minutes to switch out the legs with the different height legs, and you've got a brand new table. And same thing really with the top surface. If you decide that that beautiful wood surface is just not really appropriate for these really heavy duty war rooms, we want to have high pressure laminate or solid laminate, we can switch those out in a matter of minutes. So it's the idea is to really maximize the flexibility in that investment and really lengthen the usable life of the table that the corporation is investing in.
And I know we're also concerned about the life of a product these days and keeping things really sustainable. So I love what you're saying, the fact that it can be used in multiple ways in all of the different needs that you may have.
Right. So much better to reuse the product instead of throwing it away when your needs change.
Absolutely. Now, I heard something interesting. You tell me, is this okay for outdoors?
As a matter of fact, it can be used outdoors.
Wow.
All the legs and the framing structure can be specified in aluminum, and then the tabletop can be done in a solid high pressure laminate, which is suitable for outdoors. So again, the table goes anywhere and does anything.
I love that. That's so smart. Everyone wants the indoor outdoor. And so I love that. So, okay. So it does various heights, the sizes. You want to give us the brief on the sizes again?
Sure. Those go anywhere from a 36-inch round up to basically unlimited length. With only 2 sets of legs, you can go up to 10 feet. And then we can add additional legs to keep that stretching out as long as they want.
Great. And I understand it's very competitively priced too.
Yeah, so a 36 by 72 tabletop or table with the oak top is going to run about $3,500 less. A 10-foot tabletop is going to run about $5,140. So again, it's a very competitive, accessible table series, I think, for everybody.
So that's fantastic, Rusty. Okay, I know we have a little bit of time, so I want to ask you, because there's another collection I'm kind of excited about. So you want to tell us about another launch that you have at NeoCon?
Yes, in 2021, we were finally able to launch the new division of Sandler called Inspec.
Love this.
And InSpec will be featured in our showroom up on the 10th floor. And we have an image here of what's called Sunny. It's a super comfy luxe lounge chair that can be done on casters. But great, again, for those collaboration spaces where you're really trying to invite everybody back into the office again and give them a place to really get to see each other and share ideas in a really comfortable setting. But the rest of the InSpec product is classically designed Scandinavian product that works really, really well, higher design. And we even have a new collection within InSpec called the Lars Collection, which is outdoor furnishings for the landscape area. So again, all still European design, European manufactured, still delivered in anywhere from 8 to 12 weeks.
Wow.
Like you've come to expect from Sandler over the years.
I love that. I'm so excited. Helene and I were looking at this product and we were like, wow, this is really interesting, something we haven't seen before, which is we're always looking for. So thank you for that. Okay, so everyone out there, right now, you're going to see a code. The launch code is coming up. Look at it, pull out your phone, scan the launch code, and you'll get all the information. And I want everyone to go visit Sandler at their showroom. It's floor 10, showroom 1099. Do I have that right, Rusty?
That is
yes,
correct.
10th
We'll
floor,
see you there.
1099. Say hi to Rusty. You got to say hi to Rusty and see the
Please.
new planning tables and that whole new super cool collection. You just saw it first on Product Live at NeoCon. Thanks, Rusty.
Great. See you soon. Bye, everybody.
So I'm so excited. Our next launch partner is Scott Bowers, Director of Product at Ghent. So Scott, welcome. It's so nice to see you.
Thank you. It is so exciting to be back and for NeoCon to be back. So
I know. I think we're all so excited to be back and to be here at the Mart. But Scott, first off, I hear that people have some trouble pronouncing the name all the time. And first off, I just want to make sure, am I getting it right with Ghent? I mean, I'm assuming we're not in Belgium right now.
You're right. I am the gentleman from Ghent. So
well,
things I think we Americanized it, that everybody thinks of the Treaty of Ghent, the Ghent altarpiece there in Belgium. But it came from Ohio, and it's pronounced Ghent with the J.
So how would you like to introduce the company to our audience out there on the Mart stairs, as they may not be as familiar with Ghent and your product offerings?
Okay. We're 45 years old, but really for contract furniture, we are a toddler. We've been doing this for about 10 years. And really just starting to get a foothold and starting to realize as a US-based manufacturer that we love this marketplace because they want personalization, they want customization, and that is perfect for us. So we would be considered people that do whiteboards. Whiteboards on the wall, whiteboards that are mobile, whiteboards that can be ported around. And I think as we evolve in contract furniture, we're really trying to talk about communicate, collaborate, and learn, and how we provide those solutions through whiteboards.
Well, I know that we've gone through a really crazy year where we've actually all been separated from one another, but I think it really reaffirmed sort of this necessity for collaboration and for togetherness, and your breadth of products really speaks to this need.
Absolutely. I think what we've learned is the need for human connection. Technology is great. We're here today being able to do things with technology because of Zoom, all these other key things. But we've also been involved in different Zoom calls, webinars where things don't go well. And it's easy both for technology to have problems, but also for people just not to be invested. So if we're going to bring people into the office, bring them together, so many times it's going to be to collaborate and connect. And really the simplicity of a whiteboard, to take a cap off and you're at the job, you're doing it, you're connected with one another. The simple easiness of that is great. And I think in stressful times, people love simple, easy right now.
Scott, can you tell us really about the evolution of your products. And, I know there's like the traditional whiteboards, but, thinking about flexibility and agility when you have mobile and then you have space dividers in lots of different shapes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We even go back to chalkboards in the beginning. But we always talk about, we're selling to institutions a lot. We sell to schools, we sell to hospitals, we sell to the government. You think what those buildings, those spaces look like today? There's nothing traditional about that. So now I think it's our purpose to partner with the A&D community. How do we want people not to say, I have to go to work, but I want to go to work? And how do we put in environments where people are inspired? So we've always, function has been so important. We want whiteboards that write an arrays that are going to hold up and give you good value. But I think right now we're talking about, what do colors do to influence you? How do you continue to think how people are going to work in different environments? With the whole move for neurodiversity and variety of space, will people work from home, will work from in an office place? Building in that agility and configurability is so important, and I think we have to be part of that, because at the core of teamwork in that and collaboration has got to be communication.
So a whiteboard is not just a whiteboard, and I think the image up on screen kind of shows that. So you actually have some great colors and graphics that designers can really play with, because as we all know, they like to personalize their spaces.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I think personalization is the word. So our glass comes in 19 standard colors, and we have curated that, so we've tested it so that it works with markers, so it functions great, but also to have colors that are going to complement the design. And then we have the capability, if someone gives us a Pantone color or an RAL color, we can do any custom color they want, because the purples, the pinks, the jungle greens, the blues are far more prevalent than just what used to be the grays and tans and whites.
So what makes Ghent different from just any old whiteboard?
So we want to give a lot of choice. So like right now you're looking at Point, and that's a newly launched glass partition. And it's coming in colors like green and blue that are rebirth, renewal, but a lot of style, a lot of artistic painting, taking advantage of capabilities. But I think rather than just having function, and these function great, but let's look at the form. Let's look how it inspires the space.
So I know that where products are being sourced is really key to designers. And something great about Ghent is that you guys are American made.
Absolutely. And I think, we're proud of that, but ultimately it's got to be what's in it for me attitude of, we got to deliver something. So I think because we are located in the middle of the country, we're able to, as a manufacturer, personalize. We're able to give choice to people, and it's not that one size fits all, but the ability to deliver exactly what people want. So I think being able to partner with the A&D community to say yes to the needs is an opportunity for us as a U.S. manufacturer.
And something that's obviously a big need for designers right now and is very top of mind is safety and security. So how does that really come to play with the Ghent product line?
I think two ways. As a manufacturer, you really have to think about cleanability right now and how we allow our products to be regularly scrubbed down. You can use these cleaners that lets people have that option, but I think we need to partner once again when we do the interior design with products like you're seeing on the screen, like Reed and Pelt. We got to develop a way that people feel safe and people feel good to come into the office. So I think it's that Maslow's pyramid of needs of, if we can't make people safe and comfortable as a team of both the design team, the manufacturers, people don't want to come back in. But if we can put the right environment out there that feels good, that inspires people, that brings people together, then I think we'll come out of this pandemic and everything with a better solution than we had.
That's so very true. And look at it, we're all at NeoCon. So I think we're like one step in the right direction. So
yeah, I think the thing on the screen speaks well of what we're trying to do. That's called Code. It's launching right now. Go up to the 10th floor, showroom 1060. It's circle glass. And everybody thinks of whiteboards being squares and they're rectangles. This is a circle. And a circle is not a new thing, but once again, I think fun, whimsy, play well. I think we need things like that right now. So that's important. So we're very excited to bring Coda to the marketplace.
Well, there you go, NeoCon and whimsy. So Scott, thank you so much for your time and for your insight. Of course, for everyone out there, please make sure to check out Ghent at showroom 1060. And hey, I think there's maybe a QR code up on the screen. Everybody, make sure to go ahead and scan the code and learn more all about Ghent and their products. Thanks, Scott.
Hey design friends, this is your pal Cindy Allen, Editor-in-Chief of Interior Design. For more Product Live, we are at NeoCon. Oh my God, can you believe it? And today we're with our launch partners. And up next, I'm really excited, my good friend, Randy Pastrovich. She's the VP of Marketing for Stylex. I get to see her. So Randy, I'm so happy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
So great. For everyone out there, Randy's on the board of DIFA, so we get to pal around on Zooms over this last year and a half. But Randy, can you believe we're at NeoCon?
No, I am just happy it's happening. That's all I care about.
I know. But you look beautiful, and it's great to see you. And I'm happy to be talking about Stylex. So, okay, first of all right. So Stylex, over 6 decades in business. Everybody knows amazing design, fabricated furnishings for workplace and healthcare, hospitality, and education. And you're known for creating these like well-made seating, right? Like everybody knows you for that. But Stylex is much, much more than that and is developed into a much, much bigger and broader brand. So why don't we talk about the evolution of Stylex?
Yeah, for sure. Stylex is it's a great modern brand of furniture. We historically have been a seating company and have been for a long time, but we kind of saw the shift in around 2013 to this more flexible workspace.
Right.
And we saw it as a great opportunity to kind of strike out in new directions. And we thought, in addition to this kind of traditional seating, why don't we look to lounge, start building up our upholstery capabilities, and really dive in. And we did that with Share, which you can see on the screen. This was our kind of this is a big deal for Stylex to dive into this. And
I loved it too. It was beautiful.
Yeah, Share was and it continues to be such a great seller for us today. It offers just a lot of options in lounge that even our other lounge pieces don't. So we did that, and those capabilities, building the upholstery and getting an entire area in our warehouse dedicated to lounge, allowed us to then kind of get to where we are today. This is our 5th sort of lounge line, but Free Address is it's more of a collaboration system. And it basically was. It was a collaboration with Gensler, and we worked really closely with Gensler to come up because they were sort of looking at the floor plate and saying, we want an answer basically to an open floor plate that can satisfy a lot of different work styles. And so,
wait, Randy, I want to say something. How smart this is of you guys, first of all. No, it is so smart. The collaborations are key for any successful businesses these days. And I love that you said, like, okay, let's go to the big guns. And they said, well, they're designing, the biggest firm, the biggest giant firm is saying, like, we're missing this. Let's make this. It was such a smart move.
Yeah, I mean, they really saw this hole, and we were good partners with them. And they presented this concept to us, and they just said, hey, what about this? And we thought, well, we've now built our upholstery capabilities so we can do lounge. We understand chairs. We understand tables. So all of those things were really important parts of building the Free Address system. So we collaborated, our design team and our engineering team worked very closely with Gensler. And so they're a very strong partner for us.
Yeah, I love that. And, the other thing is, we're always saying, and there is truth to it, designers want the next thing. They want the new. But when you develop something like this, there's also lots of room for it to mature and become the next thing as part of it. Because this is not just a chair, right? So So tell us about, the 2.0 of free address.
Yeah, I mean, the 2.0 really, it came directly from designers. 2.0 was designers saying, we love this system. Finally, we see something that is satisfying these open floor plates, because otherwise you just have to patch all these other things together, and they sort of wanted a one-stop solution. So as you can see, there are planters, there's cubbies, we have lockers, there's lounge, there's tables. So 2.0 came, and we basically said, what if we raised everything up? What if we took this, and this was basically built at 29 inches for kind of task height. And so we thought, what if we offered 36, and what if we even went to 42 for bar height, and said, hey, listen, you can actually, put all these things together with transitions in any layout you want. And so that's pretty much what we did. And our lockers got taller, our cubbies got taller, our lounge, our banquettes so the backs, you can now sit back to back, and that you're looking at one of our banquettes. You can sit back to back and have more privacy. That's the other thing designers over the last 18 months anyway have been asking for, just saying, how do we create these more private moments where you can sit down and really feel like you're in your own little space, but you're in a collaborative system?
Yeah, by the way, I love this because who would have thunk it? All the things that have been designed that actually going vertical has become, right? Has become, I mean, you're talking to two tall gals here, right? We like physicality, so like we're all for it, right?
Yeah. And we don't need, workstations anymore. Now we can just sit and you can read a book at the lounge piece. And
Exactly. I love that. Okay, now I want to talk about color because it really is like a very strong force for you all. It's a driving factor in everything we see, the visual assets. Look, I know you're brilliant at marketing. It's clear when you see this. But, tell us the power of color.
Yeah, I mean, for us, color has been a really strong force for us. We really believe that it enhances productivity. It can contribute to happiness. And I think we deserve to work in spaces that are beautiful. And who says they have to be black and white and gray? So we really have worked hard on our color palette. We have powder coats. We have 26 powder coats that can be used across all of our furniture, everything in our entire line. But what we do with our photography and our renderings and the way we show it is we think, why not celebrate color? Why not put yellows and blues and pinks and reds together? Because that's a happy space. I'd want to work there. So we worked during COVID. We came out with 10 new colors, and they were just to really update and make the palette current. And I sort of feel like that with COVID got a little bit lost. So it's really fun at NeoCon now to celebrate it. And our showroom's really going to show it. We have some really, really fun colors.
I have to attest because I can attest that I bought at auction a table, and I can't figure out what color I want. There's so many colors.
Can I please help you? Can we just
I know, yeah. We're going to talk offline about that. But like that is amazing, and designers, they want everything to feel like them, and having that palette is so important. So all good. I love that. All right. So let's talk. The other thing is, I'm always so proud of our industry because look at the way everyone's handled the pandemic and COVID, but there was a lot that was happening before it that was definitely moving in the right direction that now has, everything has gone faster because of COVID. So like, how has the workplace evolved for you looking at free address?
Yeah, I mean, I think, we kind of decided to, instead of launching a new product, we thought, why not expand free address? Because it was answering so many questions. Yeah. With the uncertainty that we kind of live in today, we also see opportunity. We see, we believe people are going back to the office. It's going to be a lot more dynamic. People are going to have a lot more flexibility, but those flexible environments are so critical. And this system really allows for that. I mean, you can do whatever layout you want. You can reconfigure if you need to. You can, if you look in this picture right here, there's a planter that's separating the lounge piece and the high 30 or 42-inch bar height seats where someone else is doing. So you could have this meeting that's on one side, and And you can have someone sitting in the lounge on their laptop with the laptop table, which is, by the way, what you got at the auction. It's right there. It's a cute color.
Yeah, yeah, I love it. I love it.
So I'm just, I think the system really satisfies that. And then every product that we create going forward, and since we introduced this a couple of years ago, we basically say, how would this work with free address? It's almost like it's now our anchor of our entire product portfolio.
I love that. And, one last thing, we say that everything has to look good, right? I mean, designers are, all the things behind are really important, but it has to look good. Stylex always has been stylish. But when I ask, when I ask you about supporting designers, some of it's the stuff that's behind the scenes, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I know we've talked about this before, but we are we believe that probably one of the best ways you can support designers in this day and age is through technology. And right now we are, offering inspirational renderings and photos and all of that. But in the back end, we are really investing in CET Designer. CET Designer is a platform that's really helping, it's primarily focused to the dealer community, but dealer designers can use it to visualize these layouts. And we really started it because they're complicated. Like, to specify it, it's not super easy, but it becomes a lot easier when you have a program like that. So we actually have also built a team to completely support this. So it's not just the dealer side, it's A&D side. We will do layouts all day long. We have a team dedicated to it. So we're pretty excited about that. We built that during COVID, actually. The whole thing started during COVID.
Impressive. Okay, well, I would love to chat with you, have a drink. We'll do that later. So everybody, right now, your launch code just came up. Take your phones, scan the launch code, and for more information on Stylex. But by the way, go to their showrooms, go see Randy and see Free Address 2.0 in person, floor 3, showroom 337. And we are live at NeoCon. Love you, Randy.
Love you, girl. Bye.
Bye.
Hello, design friends. This is Helene Oberman, Managing Director of Interior Design Magazine, and this is ProductLive, live at NeoCon. And our next launch partner is Libby Farron, Chief Marketing Officer of Innovative Ergonomic Solutions for Hat Collective. Welcome, Libby. It's so great to see you.
You too. Let's go to NeoCon.
I know. So excited to be here. Okay. So I know some of you out there may be asking yourselves, you at the Mart stairs, who and what is Hat Collective? So Libby, this is actually your great opportunity to introduce yourselves to the design industry.
Well, so excited. So thanks for having us. And so Hat Collective is this new brand experience that we're bringing to you, to the design community, and to the contract office market. But we're not new to contract furniture. In fact, some of our unique legacy brands that we have, and collectively underneath the Hat Collective umbrella, we're pioneers in monitor arms and actually height adjustable tables. So we have a lot to say about those types of products. And our ethos is all about work your way, which is perfect for right now. So really empowering the user to have choice and control of how and where they want to work. And our product portfolio really supports that ethos. So yeah, really excited to be here.
And I mean, you did not say though, but you literally launched the brand January, which must have been a Herculean feat. But really, honestly, Libby, what was it like launching a brand in the middle of a pandemic?
Of course there are challenges, can't lie about that. But I will say that there was something serendipitous about it too, because with this idea and our ethos of work your way, right, we are accommodating every type of worker right now while they're trying to figure out how and where they want to work. So whether they're working in the office or at home, together, apart, with mobile solutions or stable, like fixed solutions, that's kind of what our product and what our product portfolio and our brand is all about. So really, we are accommodating exactly what what we're preaching. So we're really thrilled to have the opportunity to show this flexibility and empower the worker so they become a happier worker. So it's kind of it's a cool thing right now, I think. So not so bad.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. But speaking of preaching, so what do you want to talk about when it comes to NeoCon this year?
Yeah, so from a product perspective, we're really excited to show everyone, again, all of the products that we just talked about, from mobile to fixed solutions. There's a couple standouts though that we have. We have a beautiful new line from our Danish manufacturing line called Elk Collection. And the Elk Collection is that beautiful traditional Parson style desk, but it's height adjustable. So you can do group work, you can do individual work, and it's a collection, and static tables too. So that's really beautiful. It comes with butcher block and so much customization that you can make from it. So we love that. There's also, as you can see right there, our new monitor arm lines, which is called E2. And it's beautiful, sleek, height adjustable, easy to accommodate and install. And it's just a really workhorse go-to monitor arm. And then we have M nesting. There's so many great products, but we want to show you too M nesting, which we think is like the next iteration of how big conference spaces are going to be working too, which is a very beautiful mobile solution to conferencing and from home or office, whatever. So lots of good things to show.
So I'm curious. So let's rewind just a little bit and start with Elk Collection. So how are you actually sourcing some of your partners, like the Danish manufacturer who has designed and is manufacturing Elk Collection?
Yeah, so in Denmark, in Copenhagen, is one of our big manufacturing plants. So we acquired one of our Danish partners, under the Hat Collective umbrella. But that's really great because we have this beautiful European style and design aesthetic that we can really infuse into our product assortment. And it's different, and it's fresh, and it feels very current and design forward. So and it's really accessible. It's right there, and I think that people are really drawn to that European and Scandinavian style of products too.
No, with a doubt. So can we go into some of the fun details and ways that somebody could specify the Elk Collection?
Yeah, absolutely. So what I love about Elle, and here's a great image of Elle right now. This is our family. So group work table. So the big one in the back, that's called Elle Haven, and it can stand or sit. So if you're thinking about looking at a project or iterating with your design friends around a table, stand up. So often we're all sitting down or crunched over. And this is a great opportunity that when you want to do some heads down think time, you can bring it down or stand up. So we love the big group work table called Elle Haven under the collection. And then you can see that we have this sliding top where you have great cord management and power. So that's just a really sleek and nice design forward way of just kind of incorporating all of that into one unit. And then everyone needs a standing height table or a sitting table too. So when you just want those static moments of just like, I got to have something here or there, we're incorporating that into the collection too. Plus we've got beautiful Scandinavian, our design of our wrap dividers and all the other things that people are looking for right now to complement the collection.
Well, I know I'm standing right now because I'm getting all my steps in while walking around the mart. So, well, let's then speak about this other workhorse because, obviously we need to talk about our arms. That's and right. Something that Hat Collective is known for is the fact that we have these amazing monitor arms, one of them being the E2.
Yep. So come on over into our showroom and we'll show you a bunch of them. But the E2 collection, which I love right now, again, it's beautiful. It's sleek in design. It comes in 3 finishes: black, silver, and white. And again, what's great about Hat Collective, if you want a custom color, bronze, bring it on. We'll do it for you. So I think that that's really attractive too. But it's really fluid in movement. And again, it's a top-down mount, so super easy to install. So we love that about it too. And I think that people our installers love that too, because it takes down a little bit of time and money with the installation process. And it's just really, when it comes to viewing, we want ergonomics. We want people to be able to kind of adjust to where they want to be. And we're all about that. So a really supportive ergonomic feature of just very fluid, like I said, easy to move arms. And that sliding component. So if you have dual monitors, as you can see here, and we showed it without the monitors, so you can see that you can kind of bring them apart. You can rotate. You can do whatever you want. So just a really nice ability. And very, like I said, fluid is a great word for E2 because it's just easy. Yeah.
Well, in other words that are for E2 and maybe this other product is flexibility and functionality. And we know that designers look for that in terms of everything that they specify. And then the M nesting product is a great solution that you are now providing them for all their project needs.
So nesting has got to be my favorite product of all time.
And you're not supposed to say that, right? Are we supposed to more
say
favorites? No, I'm joking.
No, but you'll see why. When you see it, you're gonna understand why, because I can put this in my home office. I can stow it away in my closet. Let's say I live in a 600 square foot apartment. Perfect for home. But then when you bring it to the office, when people are coming back to the office or want to collaborate and iterate together. So as you can see in this image, you grab one of the nesting, you can pedal together, what I call like kind of a flower, right? I can stand, you can sit, I can flip down my top, and now I can whiteboard and do some iterating notes, sticky notes, whatever you want to do. And then when we're done as a team, we can wipe it down, put it back, and it's ready for the next team to flex however they want to flex in their space. So I think this is a fantastic product, and it comes in a whole lot of finishes that you can come explore in our finish library and check it out. But this is a great product for home or office.
Well, Libby, I think the nesting has just become one of my favorites as well.
Yep, I think so. It's a good one.
So are there any sort of lasting thoughts or anything else that you want to share that, designers really will be able to see when they're in your showroom 11122 at NeoCon?
Yeah, I will say that another exciting thing, there's just so much packed into our Hat Collective, really our big launch, as a brand to the community. So that's number one. We're also introducing Hat Healthcare, which is an introduction into our healthcare market. Again, we have so many products from a historical perspective that have been playing to the healthcare community, but you'll see all the ergonomic tools and resources that now are available for healthcare. So this is just a great image of some of the things that we're able to provide. In addition, we're hosting the CEU on Tuesday for happiness at work. Again, it's all about happiness, and we're excited about that too. So lots of great things going on at the Hat Collective showroom this year.
Well, I think everyone's just happy to be back at NeoCon, right? So, and actually, I really honestly, the fact that you have health and wellness, which is so top of mind for designers, and the thought that you're coming up with some great solutions that really can work for their needs. So hats off to you, Libby. And of course, for everyone out there in the mart, just make sure to go to showroom 11122 to see Hat Collective. And wait, I think there might be a QR code on screen. So just remember, grab your phone, scan the code, and check out all the product offerings that Libby just said and more. Thanks, Libby.
Thanks. Good to see you. We'll see you around the halls.
Yeah.
Hello, hello, hello again. This is Cindy Allen, Editor-in-Chief of Interior Design for more Product Live at NeoCon with our launch partners. Oh my God, are you guys all getting inspired? Are you on the stairs, getting all excited to go see showrooms? I hope so. Well, check out what's next. Joining me is the lovely, the brilliant, the very artistic founder and artistic director, Iris Wang of Brentano. Oh my God, Iris, I'm so happy to see you.
Same here. Nice to see you, Sandy.
I know. It's always such a pleasure, honestly, and to see the offerings at Brentano. So since you have something special that you really want to talk about, why don't we first go back and give everyone sort of like 1990, just a few patterns, Cliff Notes version of Brentano, and then we'll talk about what you have for NeoCon.
Okay. We are a international fabric house, started in 1990. And we produce fabrics that are very beautiful but very functional, such as Margiela, Equinox, Pinnacles, those fabrics. And we produce fabrics and faux leathers, and also this season we're doing wall coverings too. So
right, okay, so that's what okay. So let's talk about this. Since 1990, it's been fabrics all day, every day, which we love. So how long were you thinking about, we should start looking at wall coverings, and then why now?
Yeah, well, I've been thinking about it for 10 years, for a long time. But I just need to find some time to learn about textile wall covering. And then, so 2 years ago, we added 2 more staff for us to learn all about wall coverings, and we added a new staff So we also have a new team of sales manager. They really encouraging me. And I also wanted to give more offerings for business. So all these reasons, and we are starting wall covering now.
All right, so Iris, I read somewhere that you've designed over 2,000 textiles. So I think that is a long time about, thinking about we should be doing wall coverings. And I think it's a brilliant move. So let's talk about the launch of the Alchemy collection.
Thank you. So out of the many fabrics we introduced, we started small and introduced the 4 patterns on wall coverings. We're very excited. We're inspired by our own fabrics, and there are 4 of them. One is called Andromeda, which is a very dramatic wall covering. The other one is called the Celeste, which is very unusual, kind of almost a soft cloud look. And the other one is Fervor, and the Chateaus are beautiful, multi-layered texture. Yeah, so that's the Alchemy collection for the wall covering, which we would really like people to know that now we have wall covering.
Yeah, it must have been hard to decide, like, how did you say, okay, let's go here for it to be the first, Yeah.
Some fabrics just scream at me, say, wow, this is going to be a great wall covering. So the first one I can come up in my mind is like Andromeda. I'm a Chinese, I can speak Chinese, and there's a saying in Chinese, 成竹在先. That means that if you wanted to paint a bamboo, then in your mind, you already have the painting. All you have to do is just put it down. So that's how I see it when I saw Andromeda in the fabric term. In the fabric, it's called Olympia. And I can see it. I can even see that it needs to be in mylar and all that stuff. So things are like that. Anything that I already have image in my mind, those are the first ones that I picked to put it in the fabrics. Yeah.
I mean, you are an artist, and you seem to be like so sensitive the way an artist is about what ends up becoming the textile or now the wall covering, which I love so much. Are you sketching first? How does it start for you?
Yeah, sketch in a way. Sometimes I use colored sketch. Sometimes I use a graph paper. Sometimes whatever paper I can grab with. So yeah, it's sketches first, ideas. Sometimes I do use photography. What I see that inspires me with a certain motif or shapes. So it all differs depending on what I can get hold of it at the moment when I'm inspired.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to understand how you translate the textiles into the wall coverings. So I'm going to say something. The Fervor and Chateau text patterns are based on, tell me if I'm right, is it effervescence and mandrelay, right? It's something like that.
You're good. Yes. So those textures, where I use it as a motif or figure, because you can't really get a texture by using a brush or any other type of texture making media. So we need this woven figure, woven design, woven patterns. And then behind it will enrich it with different textures, different colors to make it the color really rich, but at the meantime staying clear. So those have been our effort to really make it look very beautiful, even if it's texture. It's got layers, it's rich. Yeah.
Yeah, explain, because by the way, it must be really exciting too, yes, to have the result be different because the substrate is different. So what's the process and what's like the pleasure of creating wall coverings, versus textiles?
Well, in wall covering, which I have a fine art background, and I also focused on graphic design, not graphic design, printmaking, I'm sorry. So it was really rewarding to use my old skill. have like you have to have a printing understanding, graphic understanding, ink understanding, where in textile, you need to know fibers, yarns, and weavings. So there's different skill sets that, which I really spent some time for the past 2 years to understand how wall covering is done. Besides, of course, there's installations, how to sell it, and things like that, the mill sources. But strictly speaking, just the designing alone, there's many different skill sets that you need to have.
Yeah, there's a pattern called Celeste, which is very painterly, right? So that sort of demonstrates that.
Right. Yeah, it's the main intention is to make it really soft, very aerial, very happy, and the soft edge is the main focus to make it like that, and the shape make it very soft. And if you actually look at it, it's a hard edge, but it's very soft.
Right. And so, Iris, are you having fun with that?
I'm absolutely having tremendous fun with it. And we're continue to bringing out more every season. And we're already in the third collection. We already finished the next two, and we're going to the third. And I'm just getting very excited when I have new challenges.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, otherwise you already know fabric, you'll get bored, right? So now you're onto something new too. I like having difficulties.
Yeah, you want to solve the problems too. And
yes.
I could see it. I could see how beautiful the wall coverings are. And so everyone out there, get your phones out. Get your phones out, everyone. There's going to be a launch code that goes up now. I want you to scan it, log in, scan it, and you can get all the information on Brentano. But meanwhile, I want you to go visit Iris and go to the showroom. This is very touchy-feely. Come on, guys. You are the touchy-feely kings and queens, and you want to touch and feel this new wall covering collection, Alchemy, in person on floor 10, showroom 1040A. Don't forget the A, everybody. And go see Iris. She couldn't be more lovely. She's wonderful. Iris, I can't wait to see you later and give you a hug.
Thank you, Sandy. You've been wonderful. Thank you so much for visiting me.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. We're live at NeoCon. Hello, design friends and fans. This is Cindy Allen, Editor-in-Chief of Interior Design, and we have more ProductLive at NeoCon with our launch partners. This is so much fun, isn't it? I know you're on the stairs, hanging out, having a great time. I love it. So up next, we have our friends at Allsteel, and this is really nice because we have a duo. We're talking with Andrea Gauss. She's the Senior Product Strategy Manager of Allsteel, our good friends at Allsteel. And then we also have Chris Adamick. He's the principal of his own firm, and we're going to talk about this wonderful collaboration. First of all, Andrea and Chris, how are you?
Doing great. Excited for the week up. How about you?
Hey, listen, aren't we glad NeoCon is actually here and happening?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Long time in the works.
I know, long time. Okay, so Andrea, let's back up a little bit and talk to me about how Allsteel is rethinking the purpose of the office.
Man, don't we wish we had a crystal ball?
I know.
But yeah, we've been thinking a lot about why does an employee come into the office? What's going to be worth that commute, right? From their office where they've been super comfortable at home. And we've really kind of bucketing that into two big areas. And the first one is that employee. So creating the office as an employee experience center, giving them meaningful reasons to come in and innovate and co-collaborate, and getting really down to the heart of the individual. What is my goal? What is my initiative for wanting to come in? Is it to be seen? Is it to learn and listen for someone who's maybe superior to me or has been in the industry longer? And then the other big bucket is for our customers. What's going to draw them into our space? How do we need to think more hospitably? How can we help them think through all the decisions that they need to make? So that's been a big areas where a lot of our clients are asking for decision support on our side and to help them think more holistically. So I think with both of those things kind of collide, luckily, thankfully. And so we're really focused on ways that we can help support all the ideation and innovation that we know our employees and all of our clients' employees are really looking at ways that they can help that grow.
Yeah, I mean, something we we know to be true, and now it's critical, and you even prove it, is collaboration. And, you know, and everyone is listening and trying to solve the problems in a new way. But I love this collaboration. I know you reached out to Chris, and and I said like a constellation of designers. Tell us about this collaboration and Corral.
Yes. So Allsteel for the last several years has really been listening to our clients. You hit it on the head there, and just understanding what are their need states, how are they thinking about what they want to do next. And we know that with the changes happening and the pace of this rapid change, this dynamic equilibrium of just chaos, that we can't just do it all ourselves. We're looking at it saying, okay, 10 years of normal pace of change has just happened in the last 18 months. So we can't rapidly do that fast enough. So we've been partnering with other brands like the Corral brand to think through what can we offer from a materiality perspective, different ways, innovations around how they put parts and pieces together, how they think about the workplace. And so Chris actually was joined with Corral and the Corral brand, and really thought through Constellation and kind of the genesis of the Constellation product came through what Corral hosted as the Design Jam. He's going to talk about that in a second. But really, we're leaning into our various partnerships, whether it's Corral or a couple of our other ones, to help us think broadly. They're in some really great markets around the world to help us bring new ideas from not just, you know, Midwest, but the West Coast, from Sweden, et cetera. So that's been an important part of what we're doing. But
Great.
Chris, you want to talk a little bit about the Design Jam? I think that would be a great story to tell.
Okay, good. Let me ask you. No. So I want to get to the product. Let's talk about the product. There were you guys talked about like key workplace trends that helped you solve the problem to get to the product. So I'll say something and you can kind of like respond to it. So for instance, everyone's talking about outdoor and biophilia.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's one huge trend that we were looking at, especially when COVID hit. We were thinking, man, everyone wants to be outside. We all want fresh air. I thought to myself, we knew we wanted to create something that was a connective tissue to bring people together. So I thought that a table would be something that I wanted to work on. How do we come together when we need to stay apart, right? What is we space when we're a bunch of disconnected eyes, right? How do we stitch those things back together? And that's what the Constellation is about, is taking these individual eyes and stitching them back together. And we ended up with this kind of space in the middle, which was almost like a centerpiece. And what goes in a centerpiece? It could be a beautiful flower arrangement or a plant, or it could be meeting materials. But you know, the biophilia stuff, once we started to do renderings that showed plants in the middle, it really just, that spark just happened in everyone's eyes. And they said, oh my God, this is what we have to have. So you can kind of see in those drawings there, yeah, right in the middle, you sort of see it's a table that's been pulled apart into its individual elements. So everyone gets their own place to be. You could be alone together, you could be in a group meeting, you know, and in the center you can have these beautiful biophilic moments. So. Yeah,
I like, you were talking about another piece of the trend, which is this like alone together thing, which we're all struggling with, right? We're all trying to figure that out. And you definitely see it in this collection, and also because of the modularity of it.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. You know, we thought about, okay, we can start with the 3 top, right? It's like typical, almost like a 3 or a 4 top, like you'd see in a cafe. But then spaces today need to be tailored. I mean, really, these design teams are tasked with these impossible situations where companies grow and change over time, and they're constantly getting new people, or they need to have an event. And how can things grow and change to adapt to that? And so the modularity aspect comes in really big there, because it gives designers a way to play and to grow and change and to really, you know, take over an entire roof deck if they wanted to, for example, or create a smaller moment. And so the modularity was something that kind of came into play during development.
Right, and it also gives the opportunity for the thing every designer wants to do, which is design and imagine theirs being their own custom idea.
Exactly, and I'm a designer, so it's, you know, selfish for me to get to do that, but I love giving those tools to other people and watching how it plays out.
Yeah, no, that's wonderful. Okay, so we're going to see this at NeoCon. Do you have it as is the showroom full of this? Like, how is this going to play itself out?
That's a great question.
Yeah, Andrew.
So we're going to highlight it front and center. There's 2 different versions of the product, which Chris touched on a little bit. It can go indoor. It can also work outdoor. So again, sky's the limit there. So you'll kind of see it with various infills and different materiality finish right as you walk into the Allsteel showroom.
Amazing. And let me ask you, Andrea, how long did it take to develop, and how hard was it the period of time that was over COVID?
Well, this is the amazing part. So Corral and the founder, Eric, hosted a design jam in late April, early May of 2021. And he corralled a bunch of North American designers together to think about, okay, what's going on? This is chaos. How do we respond to it? And Chris was part of that design jam. And so out of that live, we had other designers reacting, giving input to this design process. And so basically from initial concept and sketches to manufacturing, it was like 6 months, which is crazy fast, and just shows one of the great powers of a partnership and their ability to be really agile in product development, which is super helpful for the Allsteel brand.
Can you believe how much got accomplished over the pandemic? Honestly, like that is such an amazing story. I had no idea. And it just shows the power of will and being open. And also I always give so much props to the manufacturing side, like what you were willing to risk and take on. So I thank you so much for that, Andrea. And for you, like Chris, what was that like corralling with a whole bunch of other designers?
Well, I just think it's super fun. I mean, I did it because it's Eric's a friend and who's the owner of Corral, and a couple of my other good friend designers were involved as well. And so we almost treated it like a communal kind of thought exercise, right? We were kind of talking on the phone on the side and emailing each other and asking questions and doing research. And that's what we really love. I mean, it's a life of learning as a designer, right? And that's what we love to do. And this was a really juicy topic. So once I got, involved with Corral on this thing, they just really wanted to push it and ask me questions and go as fast as we could to bring it to market. And it was just kind of a dream situation. Really, I honestly designed this thing like in a week, and the main idea came, and then everyone just got really excited and we pushed it forward. So for me, that's basically as good as it can get. Because usually, honestly, a lot of my projects take 2, 3, 4 years to develop because they're so involved. So this one was a fun one.
That's fantastic. By the way, nothing better than a design jam. I love that. And that you all work together so well during such a significant time in our lives and produce such a special product that does answer a lot of needs for sure. By the way, I love the illustration. Who did the illustration? It was like fantastic.
That animation at the end?
Yeah, no, that beautiful illustration. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, well, Chris did all of the constellation work and the layout and the thought process there, and then the Allsteel team kind of put together some of the other pieces.
Amazing.
Yeah,
well,
great.
First of all, everyone, there's going to be a code. It's going up right now. Do you see it? Use your phone and scan the QR code for all the information. And I want everyone to run right now. Get off. Stop looking at me. Run and visit your friends at Allsteel, floor 11, showroom 1120. And you guys, Andrea and Chris, thank you so much. I can't wait to see it live and in person soon. I'll be going up there very shortly.
Can't wait for the flood. Come see us.
Yeah, exactly. The flood is coming. Okay. We are live at NeoCon, everyone. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.